DJATV.
Festus Okoye don talk say na only INEC na get the right to determine wetin voters go use take vote on election day. Festus Okoye don talk say na only INEC na get the right to determine wetin voters go use take vote on election day. My people, I welcome now to DJMTV Daily News Update on our WhatsApp channel where una dey get ogbonge news as e dey hot for inside Naija and all over the world. If this na your first time wey you dey see any of our video, we dey welcome you and we dey tell you say make you not forget to subscribe to our channel and also follow our page so that you go fit dey get better news update as we dey drop am. Oya, make we enter inside the story wey we get for now today. The National Commissioner and Chairman for Information and Voters Education Committee for inside the Independent National Electoral Commission, Festus Okoye, don yarn say na only INEC na go fit tell the people the type of voters card wey dem go use for any election day. Festus Okoye make dis statement when e come dey react to the court ruling wey dem come talk say voters dem fit use their temporary voters card take go vote on the governorship election and the state election wey dey come up on the 18th of March 2023. But Festus Okoye come make this one clear for inside one video wey we wan watch now. So while he dey talk to newsmen, he talk say the court no get the right and the power to determine whether voters go fit vote with their temporary voters card. He can quote the Electoral Act law when he can talk say according to the Electoral Act, he say e clear say if anybody go determine wetin voters go use take vote on election day, he say na only INEC. Na so the law talk. The law can go further to talk say na only INEC na get the right to print voters card, to issue voters card and to determine wetin or the type of card wey be like say Nigerians go take vote for election day. Festus Okoye come still comment on the BVAS machine matter wey be like say dem talk say dem wan reconfigure the BVAS and the court don grant dem the order to do so. Im come talk say no data wey dey inside the BVAS go dey compromised. He say because the configuration of the BVAS so go happen if and only if all the data wey dey inside the machine don back up. He say no data go lost for inside the BVAS machine. Na so he come talk am o. Oya, make we watch the video, we dey come back.
It is programmed according to election type. It is also programmed in relation to the date when elections is taking place. So for the conduct of the governorship and state assembly election, we need to reprogram the BVAS so that it will read on the day the election is supposed to take place, and then the BVAS will be activated at a particular time and it will shut down at a particular time. So that is why we ask for time to reconfigure the BVAS so that it can work in relation to the election type and also on the date of the election and the timing for the election. Well, for instance, before the presidential and national assembly election, we configured the BVAS by downloading the data of each registered voter in accordance with the delimitation details of the particular polling unit and also the number of voters that registered in a particular polling unit. And then we also configured it for the particular election type and also for the particular day the election will take place, and the time post is supposed to open and the time post is supposed to close. Now we are done with the national and state assembly, the presidential and state assembly election. Now we need to reconfigure it or reset the BVAS so that we can reset it in accordance with governorship election and also in accordance with the state assembly election, and also reset it in such a way that it will also recognize the fact that we are going to have a governorship election on the 18th day of March 2023, and also reconfigure it so that it will recognize the fact that polls will open at 8:30 on that same day, and then it will be reconfigured in such a way that it will shut down at a particular time on the same election day. But I know that before the conduct of the presidential and national assembly election, there were multiple cases that were filed in court relating to the issue of the permanent voters card, relating to the issue of temporary voters cards. I have not seen the judgment, but all I know is that reading the law, the Electoral Act 2022 makes it very clear that the proprietary right in the voters card resides with the Independent National Electoral Commission, and it is the Independent National Electoral Commission that has the right to print, they has the right to issue, and also the right to determine the type of a card that will be used for the conduct of elections. And the law is also very, very clear that before any voter can vote, the person must approach the court, approach the polling unit, or approach the presiding officer with his or her permanent voter's card before the person will be allowed to vote. But I don't want to comment on a judgment that I have not seen. But all I know is that the law is very, very clear that it is only the Independent National Electoral Commission that determines what is a permanent voter's card, and that the proprietary right in the voter's card resides with the Independent National Electoral Commission. Well, there's no way the information on the BVAS will be compromised. Now, there are two things involved in the reconfiguration of the BVAS. The first is that before the BVAS can be reconfigured, the entire data on a particular BVAS has to be pushed to the accreditation back end. If you don't push the entire information to the accreditation back end, the BVAS will not open itself for reconfiguration. That is one. Secondly, the data of each registered voter is also already resident in the BVAS. So the only thing the Commission wants to do with the BVAS in terms of reconfiguration is just to set the BVAS for it to recognize the type of election we intend to conduct. We have 28 governorship elections and 993 state assembly elections. Then we have to also reconfigure the BVAS to the election day and the election date, being the 18th day of March 2023. And we have to also configure it in such a way that it will know that it's supposed to give access at a particular time and also deny access at a particular time. So every data resident in the BVAS, before it is configured, will be pushed to the accreditation back end. If you don't push it to the accreditation back end, it will not allow the BVAS to be configured, or reconfigured rather. Some of the criticisms are legitimate. The Commission has learned valuable lessons from what happened during the presidential and national assembly election. We are not puritanical about anything. When mistakes are made, we acknowledge mistakes that are made. When we need to learn lessons, we learn valuable lessons, and also we make amends. We continue to improve with every election, and I'm confident that the lessons learned from the conduct of the presidential and national assembly elections will also impact on the type of things we do and the things we do differently with the governorship and national assembly governorship and state assembly elections.
My people, now welcome back. Now don't use here with the National Commissioner for INEC, where be the Chairman of Information and Voters Education Committee, Mr. Festus Okoye, don't talk with him mouth. In the talk say, number one, courts not get right to determine wetin voters go take vote on election day. He said that INEC na get that express order or express right to determine wetin voters go take vote on election day, and the permanent voters card na INEC say make voters take come out come vote on election day. He say secondly about the BVAS wey dem dey talk so wey be like say be the controversial thing, so he say no data go lost for inside the BVAS. He say all the data wey be like say the Labour Party and the PDP want, they go get am. Again, don talk now say they don learn better lesson for the presidential election. He say all the elections wey don pass, he say no one wey dey learn the lesson reach this particular one wey just pass now, so on the 25th of February. He say all the lesson wey they learn, he say they go put am into use. He say where loopholes dey, they go block am. So they promise Nigerians free, fair and credible elections. Say make dem come out, make dem come vote on the 18th of March 2023. So my people, how una see this matter? Una dey believe wetin INEC talk, abi una no dey believe am? Wetin dey una mind? How una see the promises made by INEC after the failed attempt for the first one, because INEC don fail on their promises? Wetin you think concerning wetin Festus Okoye don talk? You agree with the court say make dem use temporary voters card take vote or make dem use permanent voters card as INEC talk? Make you go the comment section below, make you go drop your comment for there. I go see una for the next updates.
DJ NTV. DJ NTV.
Fulani people don't say no, they don't like us.
Welcome to DJ NTV.
DJ NTV. DJ NTV. DJ NTV. DJ NTV.
Some of the delegates and ask the question.
DJ NTV. DJ NTV. DJ NTV. DJ